Meet James Lindsay, a man whose research is so controversial, simply describing it is enough to get you fact-checked by a Silicon Valley algorithm. He writes the books that your aunt's Facebook group loves and your university professor warns you about, all while collecting more backlash than a GPS giving terrible directions. James Lindsay's The Queering of the American Child makes a claim so radioactive your smart TV probably just flinched. It suggests that under the warm, fuzzy camouflage of kindness and diversity, our schools are running a gifted and talented program for ideological grooming. Now, before you smash the dislike button and report me to the Ministry of Love, hear me out. We're not talking about the old, creepy kind of grooming. That's far too simple. This is a premium, subscription-based model. Its goal isn't to lure kids into a van, but to separate them from their families, from biological reality, which last I checked was still a thing, and from their own developing minds. The mission? To recruit them into a cult of identity that views the traditional family and a stable sense of self with the same enthusiasm a wood chipper has for a tree branch. And the recruitment drive starts with the most powerful weapon of all, a vocabulary list. It begins by telling children that their gender is a feeling, completely divorced from their body, a truth delivered with the same solemn authority we teach them that the square block does not go into the round hole. Suddenly, they're handed a menu of identities at an age when they still can't decide between chicken nuggets or a hot dog. Each option is marketed as more authentic and brave than the simple boring fact of being a boy or a girl. It's like a Starbucks for your soul, but every drink comes with a side of existential crisis. This, friends, is the soft totalitarianism of the 21st century. It doesn't use force, it uses feelings. It doesn't build walls, it just convinces you the floor is lava. It's a revolution where the primary weapon isn't a gun, but a worksheet. The evidence isn't just in the frantic parents, it's in the lesson plans that read like a hostage negotiation with reality. So, the question tonight isn't if this is happening. The real question is, will we remember what a child actually is? Or have we been gaslit into believing that a 7-year-old is a tiny, underpaid diversity consultant? A child is not an ideological battleground. They are not a political statement. They are a soul that needs to be nurtured, protected, and guided toward reality, not gently escorted away from it by a well-meaning bureaucrat with a pronoun pen. The experiment is live. Our children are the subjects. And the only question left is whether we're going to be the adults in the room or just more confused kids playing along.
Let's start with a fun little thought experiment. Imagine you're a totalitarian. The old model, brown shirts, jackboots, shouting from balconies, so passé, so high energy. It also has a terrible Yelp rating. So you need a new, softer, more marketable form of social control. What's your strategy? You could try to control the media. Too obvious. The military? Messy. No. You go for the one thing every society, no matter how corrupt, instinctively protects. It's children. This is the central, and I'll admit, delightfully cynical argument of James Lindsay's The Queering of the American Child. He contends that a neo-Marxist rebellion, having failed to win over the proletariat, has found a much more pliable revolutionary class, our kindergartners. And their weapon of choice isn't the manifesto, it's the feelings chart. Part 1. Innocence is its social construct and other lies told to 5-year-olds. The first step in any hostile takeover is to delegitimize the current management. In this case, the management is reality. The old boring model of childhood involved things like developmental stages and innocence. How oppressive! The new model, imported from the more radical fringes of queer theory, posits that childhood is a heteronormative construct. Think of it as a corporate merger. Human Development, Inc. is being acquired by Gender Fluidity Unlimited. The product, the child, is being rebranded. Protection is now called paternalism. Guidance is gatekeeping. And the simple biological fact that a boy is now a controversial and, frankly, rather boring opinion. They've convinced us that letting a child believe in the tooth fairy is cute, but letting them believe they're born in the wrong body is affirming their truth. It's a brilliant, if terrifying, rhetorical sleight of hand. Part 2. The vocabulary of Voltron, building the ideological robot. No revolution succeeds without its own language. This one comes with a user-friendly dictionary for the under 10 crowd. First, you separate the core concepts. Sex is your body. Gender is your feeling. They are presented as having all the connection of a stapler and a porcupine. This is taught with more conviction than the times tables. It's Descartes for nap time. I feel, therefore I am probably a different gender than my biology suggests. Then you provide the menu. You're no longer just a boy or a girl. That's the ideological equivalent of choosing vanilla. So boring. Now you can be non-binary, gender fluid, agender. It's a Baskin-Robbins of identity where every flavor comes with a side of social capital and a built-in victim narrative. The message is clear. To be special, you must be first oppressed. And the ultimate membership card is the word queer, a word that's been pulled from the linguistic dumpster, polished up, and turned into a sacred title for the elect. It's genius, really. You've not only created new identities, you've created a hierarchy where the most authentic identity is the one that most aggressively deconstructs the old one. Part 3. The grooming playbook. It's not a conspiracy, it's a checklist. Now, I know the G word makes people clutch their pearls, but let's be cynically precise. We're not talking about the mustache-twirling villain in a van. This is grooming for a worldview, and it follows a predictable, almost corporate onboarding process. Step 1. The Trojan horse of kindness. The hook is, be a good person. Who's against that? It's like being against sunshine. But then, the bait and switch. Being kind means affirming that a boy can become a girl. Disagree? You must be a monster. They've morally weaponized basic decency. Step 2. The secrecy clause. This is the master stroke. The child is told, sometimes explicitly, your parents might not understand your true self. This is our special secret. You have to admire the audacity. It's the oldest trick in the predatory playbook. Don't tell your mom. But now it's delivered by a well-meaning guidance counselor with a he-him pin. They're not breaking up the family, they're just outsourcing its functions to the state. Step 3. Manufacturing the customer. If a child doesn't naturally arrive at this new identity, the system can help create the demand. By relentlessly focusing on the idea that your body might be wrong, you can actively induce a kind of social dysphoria. It's like convincing everyone they have a vitamin deficiency and then being the only one selling the cure. The cure, incidentally, is a lifetime of medicalization. The customer for the ideology becomes a patient for the pharmaceutical industry. It's a vertically integrated business model. So, what's the point of all this? To make a handful of people feel included? Don't be naive. That's the marketing. The product is power. Lindsay argues the goal is the deconstruction of the norm itself. The family is a norm. Biological reality is a norm. These are the pillars of civil society, and they must be queered, broken down into their constituent parts until nothing is solid, everything is fluid, and we are all isolated atoms loyal only to the ideology that gives us our identity. A child who believes that truth is a feeling and reality is a social construct is a child who cannot resist any other idea imposed by an authority. They are the perfect citizen for a soft totalitarian state. Compliant, confused, and convinced of their own righteousness. So, here we are. The experiment is live. The consent forms were never signed. They were read to us in a language designed to make refusals seem like hate. The question isn't whether this is happening. The evidence is in the frantic parents, the lesson plans that look like parodies of themselves, and the skyrocketing rates of teen gender dysphoria in friend groups. The real philosophical question is this: will we remember what a child is? Or have we been gaslit into believing an 8-year-old is a tiny, underpaid diversity consultant? A child is not an ideological battleground. They are not a political statement. They are a soul that needs to be nurtured, protected, and guided towards reality, not gently escorted away from it by a well-meaning bureaucrat with a pronoun pin and a copy of Judith Butler. The revolution is not being televised. It's being story-timed. And the only question left is whether we have the courage and the sheer political incorrectness to interrupt the story.